Hey guys, it's YOU WACK. So I got two things to say before we continue on with this video talking about the new Brigitte Nerfs and if she's the worst healer. And the first thing is that I want you guys to comment down below any questions that you have for me, because for tomorrow's video, I will be doing a Q&A video. So I'll only be taking questions from this video, and I'll also be taking some questions from Twitter. I'll probably be favoring questions on Twitter over YouTube comments. And the second thing is that if I sound sick right now, it's because I am. I'm super sicko mode, dude. That was so stupid. The sickness is starting to get to my head. This weekend, I got super sick, but we don't take no days off, except for Monday, and that's because I was super sick Monday. But today, we're not taking any days off. But wanna know who is also sick right now? Tracer and Genji mains, because they are super sick of Brigitte. Yeah, that was the worst transition ever. This is probably gonna be a bad video just because I'm not feeling that great, but I really wanna talk about the brand new Brigitte nerfs, the second wave of Brigitte nerfs, because originally what happened was that Brigitte got a nerf as terms of her shield bash towards Reinhardt, or just shields in general, but it was mainly applied to Reinhardt. And what that nerf was all about is that she couldn't shield bash people that was behind a barrier, because barriers are supposed to protect people. Well, now the new nerf that she's receiving is to a shield bash damage, because previously what would happen is that you would shield bash someone and it would do 50 damage. Well, now they nerfed her to the point where she's only doing 5 damage for every shield bash, but she's doing more heals, so it's not a complete nerf. It's more or less a balance fixture for Brigitte. Oh yeah, there was also some changes for Doomfist, but I feel like Doomfist changes were kind of needed, and I don't think there's a lot of controversy around Doomfist. But at least for Brigitte, this is going to be kind of a gray area, because at least for me, whenever I think of Brigitte, in all honesty, I don't think that she's a healer. She's much more than a healer. She's a tank, but she's also a DPS hero. Why? Because she can stop so many other DPS heroes and do a hefty amount in damage, and that was her biggest problem, why she was overtaking the meta, is that she could fulfill so many different spots. And that's why Goats was so popular, because you would pretty much just have 2 healers and Brigitte would more or less be your DPS hero, but could also be your tank, but could also be your hero. This is why it was causing so many problems, and why this new nerf is also coming to Brigitte. So now that these nerfs are coming to Brigitte, she's going to be less seen as a DPS hero and kind of less of a tank and more of a healer, because again, that's the category that she belongs to. And yes, just because you belong to a category doesn't mean you can't share other aspects of other categories, but you're a healer. That should be your main primary goal, is to be able to heal the team, and she could have done a whole lot more than just that. So even though I talked about the nerf, real quickly I want to go over the buff, because this is important. So as terms of her Inspire passive cooldown, it got reduced from 1.5 seconds to 1 second, the duration increased from 5 seconds to 6 seconds, and the total healing increased from 80 to 100. So again, the bash got reduced, the healing got upgraded. Isn't that a good thing for Brigitte? Or does that make her the worst hero slash healer of all time? Here's what I'll say on the topic of her being the quote-unquote worst hero. Not the worst healer, just the worst hero in general. And that is, she's not going to be the worst hero, but she's definitely not going to have as much potential as she once used to have. The best thing I can compare this whole thing to is when Mercy received all those nerfs back in the day. If you remember, or at least played Mercy a year ago, you know that she received so many changes, and it felt like as if they were trying to make Mercy the worst healer. Well, now after looking back at it, and now after a couple of months of no changes coming to Mercy, it was all pretty much to make her not this needed hero or this needed healer, because you would need a Mercy on every single team, and if you didn't, well, you would pretty much lose, because you didn't have that Mercy and that res and that chain heal that she always brought to the table. And that's the same exact position that Brigitte is in right now. If you don't have a Brigitte, what are you doing, bruh? You need a Brigitte, but you also need a primary healer, because you can't solo Brigitte. So if you solo heal as Brigitte, you're kind of screwed, but you need that Brigitte. So that means not only do you need the Brigitte, but you also need a primary healer. There are so many problems when it came to Brigitte, and now it's slowly but surely starting to get fixed. You needed a Brigitte because it can stop so many of those DPS heroes like Tracer, like Genji. It can even stop a Reinhardt, but now that's slowly changed. But you couldn't just solo heal with Brigitte because she didn't give enough heals output, so that means you needed a Moira or you needed an Ana. And while you still probably won't be able to solo heal with a Brigitte, now she's going to be a much more viable option as terms of a healer. which is the category that she belongs in. Most people, again, at least for me, I forget that she's in the heal category because she fits so many of the DPS and tank role aspects. Now, that's gonna get brought back a little bit, and the healing aspect is gonna be pushed forward for her. But the next thing that you need to consider are all these heroes that got pushed out of the meta because of how dominant Brigitte was, but now that these nerfs are coming, now have a window of opportunity to be able to be played. You know, early in the video, I said that Tracer mains and Genji mains were sick of Brigitte, and that's all because not only can Brigitte defend herself from these heroes, but also stop and kill all these heroes, and that makes them useless heroes to play in Overwatch because of how dominant and prevalent Brigitte was, and that's not how Overwatch should be played. Now, yes, some heroes are going to be a little bit better than others, but it's even crazy to think even now that you can't really play Tracer and Genji because those are flank heroes that are supposed to focus on the secondary or primary healer, but if you do that, you're going to get stunned, you're going to get whipped, and you're going to get, and you're just going to die because of how Brigitte works, and especially Tracer mains. Like, if you try to challenge a Brigitte, you're donezo, kid. Like, why even try to do that? You would get hit, you would get bashed, you would get hit again, and then you would get whiplashed by Brigitte, and you'd be completely deleted. Now, that's not going to be the case. Now, yes, you shouldn't still be challenging Brigitte because you can still get stunned, but that doesn't mean you're going to be rendered useless all because you are doing your job as Tracer. You just make a dumb decision now to challenge a Brigitte, but you won't instantly die. So that's why these changes are like a little bit like seen as, oh my god, they're just trying to make her the worst hero of all time, but that's not the case. They're trying to make her a much more balanced healer. Alright, not a balanced DPS, a balanced healer. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of all these Brigitte nerfs. Do you think that she's Mercy 2.0? Do you think that she's not called for all these nerfs? Just let me know. And I'm gonna go get some rest because my head feels like it's gonna explode. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come. Make sure you comment any questions they have down below. And I'll see you guys then. I love you guys, and bye.